Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown.
It's
Here
a
comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, by the way, kick dick back here. Welcome to the Philly Shakedown podcast with Philly 500 and Joey Shakes. Joey, what is going on, my man? How are you?
Much. I'm good, man. We're waiting on tomorrow. This is the game of who could stay healthy the longest and be more successful as we're going to the Sunday matchup against Tampa Bay. So it should be interesting.
It's going to be an interesting game. That is for sure. What is going on, everybody? EN890, Twits, Top Dog, really, AK J-Dog, 125, 850, Rogue, Robert, Nathan. What is happening, everybody? Donald, Point and Shoot. Thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate anybody that I missed. I really apologize. Let's start out with a few things. Couple breaking news situation things. First, here's what's going on today for the Eagles going into this game. The Eagles have elevated Paris Campbell and John Ross from the practice squad for tomorrow's game. They've downgraded wide receiver A.J. Brown hamstring and linebacker Devin White personal game status to out. For personal reasons. What the heck? Like, dude, they do not want this guy to play. I'm convinced of it, dude. They just don't want him to play. They should just cut him. They should just cut him.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Nifty, thank you for super chat. Goes, why is Bryce Huff such an underachiever? Oh, we're going to talk about Bryce Huff in a second. Believe me. Chris, say my name, Chris.
Okay.
You remember? Say my name.
Say
my name. Say my name. Who I don't know who you are. Remember that show? That's a great show. Breaking Bad. You're Heisenberg. You're goddamn right.
You goddamn right.
I love that show. It's crazy though. And Nifty, thank you for the super chat, man. First of the day. Appreciate it. But I mean, we're going to talk about him in a second. We got to talk about Devin White and A.J. Brown first because I don't understand the Devin White thing at all. There has to be something going. Everybody said that he's been smiling in the locker room. He's been in good spirits. He hasn't done anything wrong, but for a personal reason, he's not dressing tomorrow against his rival team. What, you think that's a little weird?
I mean, it could be for depth purposes for other positions that they really need in this game, but this is another game where he's a healthy scratch. Once again, they're turning it into a personal thing now to where it's, maybe they don't want to call it a healthy scratch anymore, but I don't know what's going on, man. The more they do this, I feel like he's going to get traded or something. Like, I feel like they have something in motion with him with the bye week coming up. I feel like something's going to happen. But look, you're one injury. I mean, look, like you're one injury away at linebacker to where if like Nakobe Dean got hurt, knock on wood, or Zach Bond, and then you have nothing really behind. Ben Van Sermon hasn't played. What do you really have behind there that's really going to make any promise? Right. So I don't know where this is going with him. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't either. It's a shame. I was really excited to see him play, but I think they're going to trade him too. I think there's some trades coming. Deep Fried Coochie, thank you for super chat. God, I have to look at that thumbnail real quick. I forgot.
That's what I was looking at.
Deep Fried Coochie. I should know better, but thank God it's just Cookie. But yeah, the one thing I will say, going from White to Brown is I salute the Eagles, Nick Sirianni. I give them credit. Thank you for doing the right thing.
Yes.
Do not play A.J. Brown. They didn't practice. The guy didn't practice all week. Practices yesterday. I would have been scared to death on the field and the weather if he would have played. him re-injuring the hamstring's the worst thing that could happen, dude.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna run him because he practiced yesterday. I thought they were gonna make this a game time decision where they're gonna have him run in pregame, see how he feels. And if he was like 1% not healthy, I don't even care if it was just 1%. If he was 99.9% healthy, it's too early in the season, bro. Like, you need both your receivers back after the bye week. So I'm really happy they did it. I really am.
I am too. Because listen, I know we all want to win tomorrow, but we can survive. We could survive this game because you look at the schedule upcoming after the bye week. They're going to win all those games. So I'm not worried. I don't think it's like do or die. I think getting that win in New Orleans was big for that. So rest them. You still could beat this team. You still could beat them. You know, we're going to talk about the game and stuff, you know, a little bit, but I like the matchup, actually. Nifty, thank you for the super chat, man. He goes, bum for Covey. He's a weapon for sure. Yeah, I mean, and I think him getting hurt is what they worry about, using him a lot. You know, he gets more reps, and then boom, what happens? He gets hurt. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not what you wanted.
He got hit out of bounds, didn't he? And that's how he got hurt, pretty much.
I'm not sure when the injury. I can't remember what play it was, but I mean, I like Covey as a third down receiver. I just worry about his size, you know.
Yeah, true.
All right, so now I want to talk about the bizarre, because it's bizarre enough that the Reddick thing hasn't died, right? Because now we hear Reddick is open to returning, and people got to understand, when Reddick says that, at least in my opinion, when Reddick puts that out there, that means he's telling you, I want to come back to Philly. That's what he's saying in the best and only way he can say it. So he wants to. I'm not saying the Eagles do want him back, but it's bizarre that you have that situation, and then this arises. News: Eagles pass rusher Bryce Huff has deleted all Pound Eagles related content from his Instagram. When does that ever go well when a player does that? There's only two reasons players I've ever seen do it. One, they're in contract negotiations, or two, they're not on the team anymore. What the hell do you think is going on with Huff?
Well, especially a player that just got paid that does this. That's even more weird.
Yeah, he just got paid. Dude, if this guy can't handle what's going on, how's he going to handle Philly?
He's not going
to. How's he going to handle it?
You know? Yeah, I mean, there are players that do this. Like I said, this is a different situation because the player is paid and he's not doing well, and the Reddick stuff is coming up, and now Bryce Huff does this, and he even limits his comments on Instagram as well, because he knows he's going to get a lot of crap for it, and it's gonna raise eyebrows. So look, I don't feel bad for the guy at all. Like, he hasn't done anything. I mean, 2 assisted tackles. I mean, he had 16, 17 snaps last game. Well, how much are you going to use him in this game? Probably not much either.
No, it's just a bizarre situation. Yeah. I mean, Jeremy Hampton, welcome. Is this me or you?
I think it's me. Jeremy Hampton to the Shake Squad Army. Thank you so much for joining up. Appreciate it so much, man. Thank you.
Thank you, my man. You know, we need a guy. We need Bryce Huff to be like this. He needs to be like my man Carter Chaos. Which you guys can get your new shirts. Link is in the description. The proper link. I had a link on Thursday because I was promoting it during my stream, and I had like 4 people say that the link didn't work, and the link didn't work. So I apologize for that, everybody. But Carter's Cat. This is like my favorite. It's becoming like my favorite shirt. Very, very quick. But yes, I'm still waiting for mine to get here. But in all seriousness, the Bryce Huff situation, I don't know, man. I think this is really bizarre because, like I said, there's only 2 reasons I've ever seen guys delete team stuff. One, they're in contract negotiations, usually off season, or they're getting traded. Yeah. Is this guy on his way out? And he knows the Eagles say we're shopping you. I mean, did the Eagles come to him and say, "Look, we're"? I'm not talking about to the Jets. I'm saying anywhere else. Are they shopping this guy?
If there's a
I really
loophole
wonder.
around the if there's a loophole around the contract, especially the dead money, because it's it's a hefty contract now, not even a month and a half into his first year, you know what I mean? So it's just we're just in this really bad situation, but could it turn out to be a better situation? I mean, it's turned out better, but it just sucks that the contract, the price tag is connected to him now. So
Alabama's winning, and they're up 14. I took Alabama to win today, so I'm liking it. Jeff Bone, the Bonehead says, do you think Huff playing bad because of the scheme? I think Huff's playing bad because he's a one-trick pony. That all he can do is be a pass rush specialist, and that he should be only playing in situations in which it's third and long passing situations.
right.
I think that's where he's got to be. I don't think he can play. I don't think he's a 3-down guy. For whatever they complained about Reddick, oh, he doesn't do this. Huff does it worse. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think that the situation is bizarre. And if you take the Reddick stuff yesterday and then you take the Huff stuff today, it makes you wonder what the hell's going on, doesn't it not?
Yeah, I mean, if you're already now like just starting to take his snaps away from him, and all this stuff is coming up, and then the Reddick stuff, I mean, everything is just connecting nonstop now. And we're not necessarily saying that it's connected, but it's
No,
just
it's
weird
not. I'm
how
not saying
all this is going on at the same time almost.
Yeah, it's just weird that in the last 2 days you get these two things. Marcus Blackman says, "What's up, 5? What's going on?" See, I take the Reddick stuff like I don't look when people say, "Well, Reddick didn't say this or didn't." Reddick said the fact that that's put out there, that's Reddick the best that he can do while he's technically on another team contract to say, "I want to go back to Philly." He's letting you know. Now the Eagles might not want anything to do with him, but the Huff thing the day after is like, all right, what's going on with Huff? Maybe the Eagles are going to trade him. And I'm not saying to the Jets, but somewhere else. Maybe they're going to move on from him. I don't know. But it's a weird thing that he took all that stuff down. To me, it's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Do you think you could put Oh, that's a good idea, David. Yeah, I'll talk to my guy. I would love that. Yes. I'd like to put both. So I don't know. So, people in the chat, I'm curious to what you guys think. What do you think the situation with that is? I don't know, I don't know at all. Steven, thank you so much for the super chat. I don't know what's P700. Is that pesos?
That's 7, but I don't know what it is.
I think that's pesos, but I'm not sure. But thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, if we get a 4 or 5 for Trash Huff, I'll be happy at this point. I think Nolan Smith is better. By the way, where is Hunt? He was flashing in camp. Can we get at least him 20, 25 snaps a game? Jalen Hunt was hurt going into the season. He had an oblique injury. I don't know where he is now, but I would really like to get him on the field too. I agree with you. The sooner you could get him snaps, the better. But so the Huff, and thank you so much, man. The Huff thing is really weird, it just is.
Yeah.
Nifty, thank you for the super chat. He goes, has Reddick played this year? No, Reddick and Huff both have the same amount of sacks. And Reddick hasn't played. See, I think Reddick is the one thing I'll say about Reddick is if Reddick came back to Philly, the Eagles still are not going to give him a contract. That's not going to happen. Reddick has to say to himself, I'm willing to play my contract out, but only with the Eagles for a year. It would have to be something like that.
Well, I mean, if they could look, Reddick already missing games now. I think he's already forfeited probably $3-4 million already. He's missing 800,000. He's getting 800,000 taken away from him a game. And if the Eagles feel like, hey, trade him back. If the Eagles want to make him a little bit more full and they say, hey, we'll give you an extra 2-3 million this year just to make them hey, let's make them satisfied, whatever the case may be with that, then that's what they do. If that's what they want to do.
Now, if he holds out the whole year, he's still obligated under contract next year. He doesn't go in this offseason, well, now I'm a free agent. He's still got a year left on his contract because he didn't honor it, I'm pretty sure. So at some point, I think he's going to play just to play. I'm pretty sure you could tell me if that's true or not. But if he doesn't play at all the whole year, he still has 1 year left on his contract. It doesn't expire because he didn't play.
Yeah, I can't tell you. I don't know.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, and if that is the case, then, and I'm not positive, but if that is the case, at some point he's got to come back. Otherwise, Reddick handled a situation like a full blue. I think he didn't handle it the right way. He definitely didn't. No question about it. Trade Huff to the Raiders for picks. Something's going to happen something's up with Bryce Huff. It just has to be. Fabio, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, what do we do with Sidney Brown after the bye week? I mean, when he's ready to come back, I'd like to get him back. I'm not sure if it'll be ready after the bye week or not. But what are they going to do with Bradbury? I still think they could use another safety up. I mean, I also like that other kid that they got. I forget his name right now.
Andre Sam.
No.
What's his name? Who's the other kid? At safety?
Yeah, at safety.
Mackay.
No. They got rid of Mackay. I can't think of his name. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Tristan McCollum.
Yeah, McCollum.
Sorry.
That's true. If Reddick doesn't play this year, the Jets still has a contract year. Yeah, I think they do. So, I mean, he's losing complete leverage at this point. So, and I don't even know. Listen, I don't even know the Eagles want him back, and that is whatever. We still got to figure out a way to get another pass rusher on this team. I don't think you can just keep doing what you're doing. I think you need somebody, or Nolan Smith is going to have to emerge, or Jalen Hunt is going to have to emerge. But we need somebody,
I think from hearing from people about Jalen Hunt is just he's way too raw right now. But I don't know why they wouldn't just throw him in the rotation just to see. I mean, he'll probably be more of a perimeter type guy because that's what he showed us this offseason. And Nolan Smith has done nothing but a tackle, or I don't even know what his stats are. He's been no show. So still a question.
Yeah. I still think Nolan Smith is better than Bryce Huff, though. Right now, I think he's better.
Anybody is at this point, yeah. He's done. I mean, there's no tools in the toolbox. I mean, it's already that Nolan Smith doesn't have any moves. If he thinks he's just going to bull rush on the edge, bull rush on tackles, it ain't going to happen. That's his big problem. Those 2 lucky sacks that he had in the offseason were just gifted. They weren't earned.
Yeah,
I'll just say that.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Lucian says he has to get credit for 10 games available to get credit for the year. This doesn't mean he has to play, but he has to be on the 53-man roster practice squad. Well, technically, right now, I don't think he's on the 53, right? I think he's did not report.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. Nifty 350. Thank you for the super chat. Because Blankenship is playing way too well to alter things. Yeah. Blankenship is dude. I was wrong about Blankenship so far. I mean, he's been great in pass coverage, and I could not be happier with the way Reed Blankenship is playing. I'm not touching that safety spot. The only thing I would do is I still would put DeJean as a backup safety instead of Avonte Maddox.
When is he going to get playing time, bro? How many more weeks is it going to be?
I think once he's ready to play in the slot, I think he's going to play there. See, I think Isaiah Rodgers hurt himself by not being willing to play in the slot because he would be on the field right now. But he didn't practice or get any reps in the slot, and now he's only on the outside. He's just backing up Mitchell. So, yeah, I mean, look, don't be surprised if they package some of these guys, a Devin White, a Huff, a Isaiah Rodgers, and go and get yourself a pass rusher. If Cincinnati keeps losing, they're 0-3 right now. Do they get to a point where they would trade Trey Hendrickson?
Would love it.
That would be a perfect guy,
Yeah.
But they need to trade. Max Crosby's hurt, I think.
Right now,
yeah. Roll Philly Dog says, Joe Castro said they may be interested in some premier guys. Last I heard, Eagles had no interest in Reddick, but definitely could have changed. No, listen, I believe Joe Castro. He's pretty good. So if he said it, I believe it. But yeah, I think they're interested in somebody. And I don't even think it's necessarily Reddick. I think Reddick is interested in coming back. but I don't think the Eagles are interested in him.
And I think it's easy to trade for Reddick back just because Howie Roseman and Joe Douglas have a good relationship, and they're familiar with the Jets and what they do, and both organizations know each other really well. So I think that definitely helps. But I just don't get the process of everyone has kind of made Reddick to be the bad guy of this whole situation, but to me, he really hasn't. He's just been dealt a really bad hand. I don't know. The only thing I don't think we really don't know is his relationship with the Eagles and why the Eagles decide to get rid of him for nothing for a 3rd-round conditional in 26, and just how it happened pretty not fast, but I think pretty relevant. It happened pretty quick. So I don't know what happened there. Is there a bad relationship there? I think the Eagles just want to rip the Band-Aid off, probably talk to Huff's, probably talk to the agent, and the agent was pretty much like, this is his number. And they probably knew they were going to deal with the holdout this past offseason, and they just said, screw it. Let's rip the Band-Aid off and let it roll,
Yeah. Well, these are all interesting things that I think during the bye week will be interesting to see how they go about it. Like, I would not be surprised if you see Devin White get cut during a bye week. Bryce Huff gets moved. You know what I mean? Maybe they find a pass. Like, I would not be surprised. Howie's going to be wanting to do something during the bye week. Most important thing during the bye week is we'll be getting healthy. Israel Rico, thank you for the super chat. Do we know the 3 starting wide receivers? I believe it's going to be Paris Campbell, Jahan Dotson, and probably Johnny Wilson. I would assume those are your 3 receivers tomorrow. Yeah. And then Ross will be your 4th, right? Of course you have Dallas Goedert and stuff like that. So,
yeah,
we'll see. Now, as far as this game goes, like, what are your thoughts going into this game? Playing Tampa, team that has beaten us, no wide receivers, right, for the most part. How do you see this thing playing out, especially on the offensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, offensively, I think the one issue besides the turnovers with Jalen Hurts is that he really needs to get together with the young receivers and gain some chemistry, because I feel like he's been a lot better with, obviously, we know his main targets like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. I don't think he's had enough chemistry with these other receivers. I think this is the game to do it. And stay in the pocket, do his thing, run the football, run it, because Cansey is going to be out. Antoine Winfield Jr. at safety is going to be out. Vita Vea is questionable. Vita Vea is a great player. Even, Jason Kelce had trouble with him last year on a couple of occasions. So I think you could run the ball on this team. I would do, double tight end sets. I would use 2 running backs if you can. Maybe get Will Shipley involved in the passing game. I don't know. That would be really nice. And defensively, Baker Mayfield has held on to the ball a lot longer than who they faced so far. The Denver Broncos got to them about 7 times last week. They didn't look great. Get there early and shake them up a little bit. And you have a big test. You have Mike Evans, you have Godwin. So who they put Slay on, who they put Q on in this game is going to be a huge difference. It's going to be a big test for this defense this week, no doubt. So
yeah, it will. Phil, have you seen the Georgia Alabama game? One of the best. Yeah, I got it on now. I've been keeping track of it. Eagles Army Down Under. Thank you for Super Chat. Goes, Gardner Johnson came back. Anything is possible. That is true. Listen, I would never put anything past Howie and the Eagles. We don't even understand what happened in that relationship to really understand if it's fixable or not. But I will say, like, in terms of this game, one of the interesting things is Mayfield has been sacked 12 times the last 2 weeks, 7 times last week. 5 have come from the interior of that offensive line. So it looks like their weakness on their offensive line is the strength of the Eagles' defensive line. Carter, Davis, Williams, they have been fantastic. And if they had a hard time with Denver last week, the Eagles should have. I expect those guys to have another big game. Now, the question will be, will the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, will they give up sacks to our edge? Can the Eagles' edge rushers actually get home, like guys like Josh Sweat, this game? That's going to be the question. Also, if you look at the Bucs and their wins, their wins came off of big plays. Like a lot of their points have come off of big, huge plays. You take the big plays away from them, which I think Vic Fangio will do. I think that they lose.
Because you don't have a premier edge rusher where they would double Jalen Carter, double the first couple of weeks, double Jalen Carter, double Jordan Davis. Your edge rushers would have the one-on-one, and we wouldn't get anywhere. So they take Bryce Huff out, they put Milton Williams on the edge, they put Brandon Graham inside, and then they add Zach Bond on the edge. So this way now, the whole offensive line to the defensive line now, it's a one-on-one all across the board. So they think they have a better shot, even with Nakobe Dean back there as the only linebacker, a better shot at winning the game. Because I like Zach Ball on the edge. We've been asking for that, and we got that last game, and it seemed to work all game. It seemed like they were just shutting the Saints down, and the offense was trying to pick themselves up throughout the game. So it works, man. If he keeps doing that, if they just get a premier edge rusher on top of that, what they could do, it's going to be scary.
Yeah, they're very scary. If you added like a Watt to this team on that, like somebody like that, it would be really scary. Michael says Baker will throw into coverage. I agree, he will. I see at least 2 interceptions for Eagles defense. Yeah, I'm saying this is Q's first pick this game, man. Q's getting his first. Fabio Davis Super Chickles. I think Reddick had issues with the defensive scheme last year. Well, I wouldn't blame him. I mean, especially when they brought in What's-His-Face to take over. I think Josh Sweat had all the issues they talk about Reddick were the same things that were written about Josh Sweat. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
DXD Davis Super Chickles. Don't expect a lot from a 5-man front. Bucs use 3 wideouts. Yeah, well, they're going to have to use a lot of wideouts. I mean, the one thing about the Bucs that doesn't scare me, if you look at who the Eagles played the first 3 weeks, Josh Jacobs, Bijan Robinson, Alvin Kamara, their running game is not that great. I think that kid Irving is their best running back, to be honest with you. What White has done really nothing. I actually don't sweat their running game all. I think they're very one-dimensional. But you still have to I still think you need to use 5-man fronts because I think you need to get pressure. You're going to have to blitz, use Zach Bond all over the place. But I think if you eliminate the big plays from Tampa's game, I think you beat them. On offense, listen, they're going to key on. If you're Tampa Bay, what are you going to do? You're going to key Barkley. You're going to stop Barkley. That's going to be your goal. And you're going to blitz the hell out of Jalen Hurts and make him have to throw to beat you. That's what they're going to look to do. So what I'd like to see is Goddard have another big night. Listen, Calcaterra may be your second best receiving option besides, maybe third behind Barkley. It'd be nice to get Jahan Dotson going, though. It really would. If he could come out and have a big game, that would be huge for us.
Yeah, he should be the guy, getting probably the most, probably not the most attention. Obviously, Goddard, I think, will get the most attention on field. But Jahan Dotson, I think he should be caught up by now at this playbook. And, they should create some things for him. So hopefully, we're hoping.
Yeah. The Fandalorian. I like that name. 500. White is also out for this game as well as the right tackle and third wide receiver. They're banged up as well. Yeah, they're pretty banged. I think they had 16 people in their injury report.
Yeah, it was a long list.
Yeah, we'll see how many people play, but I think, listen, if under normal circumstances, if you had your guys, I think you go in and you win this game. I still think the Eagles will win this game at the end. I think I'm going to say 28-20. And I'm going to say 28-20 because I know 28 is a lot of points to score for a team missing so much. But I have a feeling the defense is going to score points tomorrow. I'm giving the defense 7 points at least tomorrow. I think we get a pick 6 or something. I hope.
I say 24-17, but I just feel like there's just so many missed opportunities on defense. Quinyon Mitchell has got to get one. He should have had one a few times already. So we're hoping he gets something done. Oh yeah. Easiest is
500. I checked my calendar and it's Quinyon pick 6 week. Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think the pick 6 is coming. The guy literally should have 2 pick 6s already, man.
True.
He should have had one in Atlanta and he should have had one versus what's their face? The Saints last week. You know, Joey, watch Totally Killer. It's really good.
I've seen it. It's good. I really like it.
Never heard of it.
For
Never heard.
sure.
I've been watching a lot of movies lately though, but I never heard of that one. Let's see. Henry says, I think we're underestimating the fact that John Rawls is going to play. I got this seeking suspicion that his speed is going to be something good for us. I can see Hurts launching 2 bombs to him on. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where he's at, like in terms of, you know, he wasn't with the team for a while, right? He was cut. He just came back to the practice squad. So I really don't know where he's at. But I mean, why not put him out there and let him run let him streak down the field? What do you have to lose?
Yeah, he might take the Covey role. I mean, he hasn't started a game since December of 21. Like, that's how long. It's been a long time since he's actually got on the field like that in a real game. So, I mean, I hope he gets some of his touches. Maybe they use some of his speed because I know he's still got some speed in him. So maybe they put him in that Covey role on pre-snap motion. Maybe give him maybe some third down, third down plays. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Top Dog says Dotson needs to prove himself. He hasn't been getting any catches besides the one for 13 yards. He's got to step up. He's got to be the main guy. They say Paris Campbell is the main guy tomorrow. We'll see. Listen, I want to see Dotson step up too. I really do. I think this is also a good time to use Barkley in the passing game. When they come with a lot of those blitzes, they're going to be coming with. I think the screen pass will be there. I would like to see another wheel route like they used versus the Packers week 1. I think you got to get him involved in the passing game too.
Yeah, they should 100%. I mean, if you're down on receivers, you should definitely be throwing to your running backs this week, no doubt.
Yeah, and Shipley. I mean, somebody mentioned, maybe it was you mentioned Shipley earlier. Get Shipley involved. There's no reason why he can't have 8 to 10 carries tomorrow. I mean, even Gainwell, get him. You got to use everybody in a situation. This is all hands on deck right now. You got to get through this game. Now, the good news is it sounds like, and I can't believe it, but it sounds like Lane Johnson's trending upward. And it looks like he's going to play. That's a big deal,
Yeah, Mekhi Becton will be playing as well because he has the torn ligament in his finger. He's just going to have a little mini cast on there, tape both his fingers up, and he'll be ready to go. So I was already kind of good with Fred Johnson coming into this game, to be honest with you, because I mean, it seems like Jeff Stallin's not, giving up on him, and I thought he played really good, So it's nice to have some.
He did.
Good depth there.
I thought he was great. I mean,
yeah.
Jeez, what they did with Barkley in the fourth quarter was great. Matthew Peters says Saquon can have a Westbrook type game, 100. He can do it all. And tomorrow may not be a bad day to use him. Dre Diesel, thank you for super chats. What's up, boys? Dotson has an important moment in his career tomorrow. I agree. Will he end up a first-round bust, or will he rise to the occasion? Can you imagine if he goes out, has like 170 yards, 8 catches, something like that? That would be huge. That would be huge. Yeah. It's interesting is you look at Devontae's numbers this year. Like, dude's getting 7 catches every game at least. The guy's been so good for us. It's really a shame that he's out. And did you see that dude got fined $4,000?
$4,600, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I know. It's crazy.
And then C.J. Gardner-Johnson got fined $11,000. I don't even know what he did. $11,000 for those guys is like $10.
Even Trevor Penning never even got even hitting Slay into the fucking bleachers. Like, and he doesn't get a fine. Like, come on.
I'm rooting against the Saints all year. I want them to just collapse. Carlos, thank you for super chat. Goes 500. Shake, salute. Listen, give the running backs the ball 20 to 25 times. Nice dose of Goddard with Jalen putting in. Smarty runs himself. Time management game. Yeah, I agree. I mean, listen, I know that there's concern about how much they've used Barkley early on, but you have to do it again tomorrow. When you're healthy mid-season, you could back off. There are games coming that you could back off a little bit and then use them again heavy in the playoffs. But right now,
17 carries. 17 carries last game. Like, he's probably not even breaking a sweat at 17 carries.
No,
probably not.
I mean, they didn't use them the whole first quarter, and I hope we don't get that tomorrow. Like, I hope we don't get the Nick Sirianni. I'm calling the plays the first quarter. Here we go. Wide receiver screen. Wide receiver screen, other side. All right, let's do this.
Tight end screen. I mean,
tight end screen. 3rd and 13. Give it to Gainwell.
just make things simple, bro. Like Saquon could put. I mean, I had that one run he had up the middle last week where like he hit the 40 and he went like an extra 5-6 yards with guys on his back. I mean, that's what he could do. You don't have a small running back. I mean, he could push piles. He could carry guys on his shoulders.
Yeah,
just make it easy. So,
right. James, remember for 35 months he goes, "What's up, Philly? What's your fantasy record?" It's not good. Not good. I have 1 win. Let's see here. In order to win this game, I think Hurts needs to spread the ball, and he will do. Who do you think will be his top target besides Dallas in the past game? I think Barkley's going to get the second amount of targets tomorrow. I honestly do. I think they throw to Barkley 7, 8, 9 times. It's going to be like back in the day when the Eagles had no wide receivers and they had Westbrook, or even before that when it was just Deuce Staley. I think Goddard, and then I think 2, I will say Barkley, and then 3, I'll say Dotson. I'll say Dotson gets 3. How about that? Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, that's for sure. But if they pull this game out,
oh, great!
I mean, dude, they come back. They have Cleveland. They come back from the bye. They have Cleveland. They have Jacksonville. In no order. I mean, we have who else do we have? We have all winnable games. So you got healthy. You come back. You have AJ back. You have Devontae back. You have Lane will be back. And anybody else with nagging injuries. Mm-hmm. I didn't like the bye week this early, but
now
it worked out perfect.
Yeah, it did.
James Davis Super Chico should be a good game to get DeJean heavily involved in the slot. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the plan for DeJean is. I know that we'll see a lot of DeJean on returns. How about that? DeJean going to get a punt return for a touchdown tomorrow.
Yeah, he's done it before.
There you go. DeJean, the flying Frenchman, returns a punt 82 yards. I love it.
That'd be great.
Michael says screen to Saquon as well. Yeah, I think you can run a lot of screens, especially when they love to bring that all-out blitz. I mean, I think you drop that screen off to Barkley. I think there are big chunks of plays to be made.
Right.
No question about it. Let me see here. Torteville, what's up, man? He goes, this figures to be another low-scoring game. And a battle of field position. Hopefully, Nick can resist stupid decisions that give up field position. Biggest fear for me remains the head coach. It does.
Yeah, he had a lot to say this past week, like saying that Kellen is the driver, I'm the passenger, and he was asked like, "Oh, I take over play calling, I overtake play calling."
I know he admitted
here
it.
and there. It's like, dude,
he admitted it, and people are yelling at us, going, "Why do you say it's not Nick? Kellen's calling the play. Stop saying it's Nick." I'm going, that looks like Nick last year. It looks exactly like Nick last year. And then he admits, "Yeah, I do call the play. I do take over." Yeah, we know. We already knew that. Chris Dog, David Super Check, yo, 500 Joey, glad Love is back tomorrow. Having my fantasy draft. Yeah, I mean, Green Bay won games without him.
Yes.
I mean, that's a good team. I'm telling everybody, that's a good team. And we got that win on them. And we got that tiebreaker on. That's huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
I hate screens too. Yeah, the illegal man downfield thing is too much, in my opinion. Like, I don't like when they call penalties on things that have nothing to do with the play. When it has nothing to do with the play or affect the play, I hate when they make those calls.
Right.
Which cases, imagine thinking a washed up Mike Zimmer is going to make your defense better. Oh yeah. Cowboys didn't look good, and now they're in trouble, man. They got Lawrence is out,
Parsons
a couple weeks, and Parsons out 2 to 4 weeks. Yeah, that's not looking good for them. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess Huff is playing tomorrow. I guess he is. How many snaps? Probably about 17 snaps again. I think they'll use them the same way. If you missed it earlier, speaking of Huff, I'll bring this back up again for those that came in late. But the news today is that Pound Eagles pass rusher Bryce Huff has deleted all Eagles-related content from his Instagram. Now, we were saying, why would you delete all your stuff? It only happens really in two situations. When a player in the offseason is under contract negotiations with a team, a lot of time they pull their stuff off. The other is when a guy is going to get traded or moved and he's done with the team. So why is Bryce Huff deleting all his stuff? Because he's pissed off? I mean, I don't know, dude. Something to me is up with this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even a player. It's a player. Like, usually players that do that are like guys that are like a free agent or like, or guys that are going to get, guys getting traded that just got paid. It's just, this whole thing is just weird. The whole thing is weird. I don't have an answer, dude. Like, it's just weird. I don't know what he's
weird.
Doing.
If you're the Eagles front office and you see that, you're going to bring him in and you're going to say, why are you deleting all this? Are you upset with us? Are you mad about something? Did we, what's going on? And what are you going to say? Oh, no, I have no problem with you. I just don't want to be recognized or associated with this team anymore. I mean, what is he going to say? Something weird is going on, dude.
No, what does he expect?
I have no idea.
From the fans, dude, what does he expect?
He looks like a jacked up Boston Scott. That's what he looked like, but he's done nothing. Boston Scott did more. But that's what he looked like, a jacked up Boston Scott to me. How much do we eat of Huff's contract? I think we have to eat like $11 million in year one this year. If you traded him, you'd have to eat $11 million in money. That's this year. I don't know what you would have to eat next year.
If they say, maybe they pay off, maybe, whoever they're in good negotiations with, if there is negotiations with another team and say, hey, we'll like pay off like a few million of his contract right now and lessen that a little bit. So I don't know. There's got to be a loophole in there, and Howie will try to find it and exploit it as much as possible.
Right.
But
Private says they just got paid and 3 games in and you're about to get traded. I mean, I don't know if he's getting traded.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know. It's just that, if he took his Instagram stuff down off the Eagles. Now, I don't know if you can see it on this picture, but there are pictures of his Instagram. Well, you can see it. He took down the Eagles stuff, but look at the top of the picture. You can see the very top. He kept his Jet stuff. So it's not like he's taking down football-related stuff to focus on football. He took down his only Eagles stuff. So we're only speculating what that could mean, but I don't think it's a good sign. I think something else is going on.
Right.
Huff sack total is deleted too. Huff and Puff, man. I don't know. Huff and Puff going to blow your house in because I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird situation. I want to see how many reps he gets tomorrow. Do you think he gets at least 17? I'm going to say he's going to get 10 reps tomorrow. I think they're going to cut his reps up even more.
They might. If they cut his reps up even more, then there's something really going on. They know he's not doing anything. So what's the move now?
Right. So. Yeah, exactly. Big Rhythm says, Devin White, this would make sense. Huff, it's odd. Listen, everybody has said Devin White has been a great teammate. He smiles. He faces the media. He hasn't run away from anything. They showed him cheering on Zach Bond, giving him high fives on the sideline versus New Orleans. He has been a model citizen. You could understand his situation, but Huff, I don't get. Okay. No. Devin White, that situation's weird too, because he's not playing for personal reasons. What does that mean? See, I think they're going to trade White. I think White's definitely gone.
Big mistake. That's going to be a big mistake because if they get an injury at linebacker, they're done. They're done.
I don't see why you need to do that. Bison says, do you think Huff asked for a trade? At this point, nothing would surprise me. I don't know how a player, like I said, I've only seen 2 examples of players taking down team-related stuff. When, one, you're in contract negotiating with the team, like Brandon Ayuk, when he wanted a contract. He took down the stuff. I think Barkley took down when he was franchise tagged. But The other is when you're about to get traded and you no longer play for that team. So it's a very odd thing. It's an odd thing, and I don't know what to make of it. I don't. We're in like we're in. Oh, you look great. We're in uncharted territory, you know. So it's just weird. We need to stop acquiring Huffs. Job Huff and now Bray. Yeah, if your last name's Huff, you can't play with the Eagles. No Huff and Puffs, you know. But dude, I don't know if the Eagles can find a pass rusher, an elite pass rusher. You got to go get them.
Yeah. They really took a big chance on a guy that really was a 1-year wonder on a really heavy rotation, you know, and he did nothing all training camp. Like we cover training camp every day. We were talking about, man, what's going on with these defensive linemen? Like Josh Sweat's not, I mean, even Josh Sweat's not, you know, playing, I don't think up to standard within 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks.
Right.
You know?
Eric says Huff is doing okay. You just talking shit. Let the dude be. It's not his fault how he paid him. Yeah.
No, of course not.
Listen, when you get paid though that kind of money, you get held to a certain standard. You can't let the guy say he's doing okay. He's not doing okay. He's stinking it up. You know, because when you paid him that money, sorry, the responsibility fell on him to earn that money. Did Howie make a mistake signing him? Without question. But I can't let the guy off the hook either. I'm not going to do that. And then Lucius says maybe Huff's trying to focus on and block all the negativity. But why associate?
That makes no sense.
But why associate the Eagles with negativity and not the Jets? Like you want to block out football, and okay, fine. But why take down Eagles stuff and not Jets stuff? If he put out a quote from the Bible or like a quote from here, a picture of a motivational picture or something, then I can understand that for blocking out negativity. But you're keeping your Jet stuff up. You're deleting all your Eagle stuff. It's not telling me that he's blocking out negativity. It's just telling me that either he can't handle the shit that he's getting from fans. He can't handle it. It's huff and puff. He's huffing and puffing, dude. Huff and puff. He better do something tomorrow. Emmett, thank you for super chat. He goes, STLR, was that St. Louis? Was that St. Louis? What? What's STLR?
Steelers.
Oh, okay. Steelers, Detroit, Niners, Falcons, us, and Texans, Cowboys schedule. All losses. All losses by them. Yeah, they're done. They're in trouble. Yeah, I want Jalen Hunt to play. I'm telling you, I want this kid to play. If we could just start rotating him in, even if you put him down like in certain passing situations. But I would love to see this kid get some snaps, dude. I would, because I was really impressed with him during preseason. You could tell, like from a talent standpoint, this kid's got all the tools. All the tools.
Yeah.
I say play him, you know. Jeremy says, okay, dude gets blocked on his ass by tight ends. Not good enough to play for our team, bro, period. No. The Eagles fans are definition of negativity. I take that as a compliment. I've been an Eagles fan too long and heard that too long. I just take that as a compliment. That just means to me that we hold our players accountable. Top Dog says they're saying Hunt is too raw. Yeah, I know, and he probably is. Those coaches know, but man, he sure flashed during preseason. The little bit we got to see him.
Yeah, as a perimeter guy coming off the edge, like going into coverage, he can cover tight ends, he can cover running backs. I mean, at 6, I don't know what he is, 6'3", 6'4", 252, something like that. It's fucking crazy.
Right. 500 skipping my comments again. I didn't. I read your comment earlier, and I haven't seen one since. What do you mean? I don't know. Do people think like I'm afraid to read their comments or something? I read all comments, dude. Easiest name says, Jay, hope you'll be back tomorrow when we win. Well, see, I read a comment and you're not even talking to us. Frank says, could the premier guy Joe Castro is talking about be Myles Garrett? Cleveland's going nowhere with Deshaun Watson. They need to start collecting draft capital, move up in the draft. Oh my gosh, dude. I didn't think about that. If Cleveland loses a couple, would they be willing to move him? Dude, I mean, come on, dude. I would give a first-round pick right away for him.
Yeah, I mean,
Myles Garrett. I don't know, Frank, but that's a great question, man. I don't know who Joe. I just know that I trust Joe Castro. If he said it, he heard it.
yeah.
So
Agreed.
I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting, man. It's going to be an interesting bye week. It's not going to be a boring bye week because a lot's going to happen. And we got over 1,000. We got over 1,000 people in here between both channels. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. Click the link in my description. Go so my man Joey Shakes. Cruising, what's up, buddy? Your quarterback stinks. The two most overrated quarterbacks in the league, Jalen Hurts and Trevor Lawrence. How could you possibly say that? These are the way overpaid. The media give both of them excuses. Excuse me. You have the most overrated quarterback. The most overrated quarterback is Daniel Jones because Daniel Jones stinks, right? And he's actually worse than that. Like, he's actually overrated. As bad as he is, he's still overrated. I mean, how could the Giants pay him, what, $40-something million? He stinks. He you know, there's like average, then there's like bad, then there's like really bad, then there's stinks, and then there's ass. We say he stinks, but he's really ass. Okay, you have the most overrated quarterback in football, and he's bad. He's bad.
Yeah, and you're already seeing what Devin Singletary looks in that offense, and why Saquon was
I know. But, I mean, dude, I could run a faster 40 than Singletary. Guy takes 20 minutes to run 5 yards. That boy David Superchat goes, Eagles trade Huff to the Jets and a pick and get Reddick back.
Do the Eagles?
I would be shocked. I would
realistically 500. Like, if they actually
thank
traded,
you for that super chat.
If they got the trade back, like, are you trying to get something? Like, what are you getting for him? Honestly, like, what
for
are you
Huff,
really?
For
both.
For
Just
Reddick?
say for both. Say for both of these guys. What do you? Are you even trying to get compensation back for Reddick?
I think if you're the Jets, you probably take him. You want your pick back. You just want to basically void the trade. For Huff, I don't know. I mean, maybe he holds value with the Jets, but he needs to go to a team that needs like to me a third down pass rush specialist. That's all he's going to do. You know, and that's how the Eagles should really use him too, just in pass rush situations. I don't know what they could get for him. I don't even know if it's possible. I don't even know if they're going to trade him. I don't know what's going on with him. But the whole situation is becoming weirder and weirder. The one and only Ron the Don Smith. He goes, "What's up, 500? It's your favorite Chiefs fan. What's going on, buddy?" He goes, "Just want to say hi, and I'm sorry to hear about your 2 hours. Thank you, man. We appreciate it. We're going to get through it, though. We're going to get through it tomorrow." Do you feel that Bond is better than Devin White, or just waiting till he gets involved in it? I think Bond is a Pro Bowl linebacker. Like, I think whatever mistakes you want to say that the Eagles made getting Huff, they did not make it with Zach Bond. They got themselves a gem. I think he's legit, dude. I think you need to sign him now. I think you need to get him a contract. I mean, the guy's has like 27 tackles already, Joe.
Leading the league.
I mean, he's been a completely total stud find. I'm so happy with Bond. To me, he's your best linebacker. So just keep it up, and I don't think Nakobe Dean has been bad either.
No,
to be honest, he's just got to stay healthy. Eagles Army down under. David Super Chat. Did I really see a Giants fan talk about our quarterback? Yes, you actually did. My man Cruising. He's trying. Cruiser David Super Chat goes, 90% of the people think DJ sucks. Overrated. Yeah, because when you say he sucks or he's bad, it's not even, that doesn't even do it justice. It's worse than that. He's actually worse than that. And you have to remember, if 90% of the people said he sucks, your team still gave him $40-something million. Why is it the Giants front office could not see that he sucked, but 90% of the fans could? Then he's overrated. I think that's the definition of overrated. No? Lucius the show. Thank you for super chat. He goes, rumor Las Vegas had talks with Philly about Devontae Adams. I don't believe that one.
No, I don't either.
No, I mean, how are you going to afford him? Where are you going to put him? There's no room for you're going to put. Nah, that one I don't buy. There's another rumor that keeps going around talking about the Eagles trying to acquire Budda Baker. And I'm like, for what? Budda Baker is not going to change anything with this team. Your safeties are fine. The position you need help is the edge rusher. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Otherwise, you get Buda Baker, you get, whatever. It's not going to help you. You've got to get yourself a pass rush on the outside. Eagles says 500 next year's first round pick be an edge rusher. I would assume so. Yeah. We need to draft a kid with lots of potential because we can't trust our current edge rushers. We need to get Hunt on the field. Yeah, I agree. The problem with pass rushers is, teams don't like to trade those guys. You're not going to, I think it's going to be a lot harder to find a pass rusher with, 2 years left on his rookie deal or 1 year that's decent that could start. Most teams aren't going to let that guy go.
No.
The truth says we need to get a pass rusher that fits our scheme like Khalil Mack or sign Shaq Lawson. Trey Hendrickson has played 4-3 his whole career. He doesn't fit same like Reddick. Stop ignoring this. It's the first time I saw this. The truth. Like, stop ignoring this. Like, why would he say that? Like, we're perfectly fine. Have no problem with the shit until the end. Just stop ignoring this. Stop ignoring what? It's the first time I literally saw your thing. I don't think these people understand how the chat works, dude. Cruz with Davis Super Tickles. I'm in the 10%. We sweeping you guys this season. Yeah, you're crazy. You're crazier. All these years later, you're still crazy. Because Brandon Graham will be retired. Graham said he
Sweat's
might.
Going too.
What's that?
Well, Graham will be gone and Sweat will be gone, most likely. Milton Williams, we got to see what they do with him. And it really just depends. You could lose like 3 linemen this year, after this year. So,
yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It really is. Lucius, the show says not the chat. Well, okay, not the chat. But, how the chat works, 5. It goes fast. It just goes like this. Right? It's not like it's like 1, 1, 1, 1. It's like this.
Yeah, these are 2 chats combined too.
You're trying to keep up with it. And so look, I got you, Easy. I got you. Hey Marcus, why can't we see he's not every time I click on Easy, he's never even talking to us. Eagles don't need to beat Dak to win a Super Bowl. That's true. They'll never be that far in the playoffs that we have to worry about it. Tommy says, thoughts on Lurie not telling Nick to step away from the play calling completely yet. It better happen. This is getting ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, we touched on it a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I wonder if they even knew because from everything we heard, he wasn't going to call the plays. And then now we find out he's calling some of them when he feels the need to. You know what I mean?
It's gonna hold the team back or make them successful, either or. It's really in his hands, man.
Right. Go after yourself. Says 500. You're ignoring me. I'm only one here. There are 832 other people in here. It's your fault. Thank you. And there's still another 200 people in, on the other chat. Has anyone reviewed the film of all Huff's plays? Not defending him, but that's a lot of talk. Little film evidence. Lots of players with few tackles. I haven't honestly watched all his stuff. I watched a little bit of the first game versus Green Bay. And he was awful. It was awful.
He did nothing in that Saints game. I think the first play was his best play, which the tackle and the tight end
where he set the edge.
He set the edge.
One play he set the edge.
He contained.
Yes.
And N'Kobe D went in to make the tackle. That was the only play that was good. No, so there's no people were just all attacking him, and we don't have any. No. I was taking film from Twitter, and I was seeing a lot of the snaps, and he was either getting pushed back, he was either jogging to the play away from him, he was either falling on his face. There's nothing there, dude. I watched him. I watched the all 22 of him versus Green Bay. It wasn't good, but that you don't even have to watch the tape. All you have to do is go by what the Eagles are doing. The fact that they're cutting down his snaps, where he had only 17 snaps last week, and then you put a 36-year-old Brandon Graham is taking over for him. That tells you right there, after the money that he's making, that
that it's not good. And here's the other thing. You got to give Vic Fangio credit, because Vic Fangio is not going to Howie, yeah, I know you paid this guy, I'm going to play him because you paid him. He's saying, no, you can't play. You know what I mean? I don't care what you get paid. And that's the truth. Now, listen, maybe he turns it on and he figures it out. I hope so. I do not hate the guy at all. All I'm going by is what's going on with him. I'm not trying.
How many games do you get? How many games do you give this though? Like, how many games does he get a pass? Like, not really a pass, but come on now, not even a. I mean, you're talking like 2 assisted tackles in 3 games,
right? No, I agree.
It's crazy.
Yeah, people have been without power for 3 days and more than 50 people have died. Please keep those affected by Helen in your prayers and fire share and promote Kilmore. Thank you, man. We definitely keep them in my prayers. Definitely.
It's crazy.
Marcus Smith is better than I'm not trying to kill the guy. I'm just saying the writing is on the table. And Brandon Graham steps in, he can still play. But we're gonna need somebody else. Whether that's Nolan Smith rises to the occasion, or Jalen Hunts gets snaps, or you go and you find yourself a premier pass rusher.
Maybe his conditioning is really bad. Maybe he just can't play a lot of snaps. Maybe he gets tired. I mean, he's had 81 snaps, I think, in 3 games. I think that's the number. I think the game before that it was like 62.
Yeah, I don't think he had a lot of snaps with the Jets. He was primarily a pass rush specialist. I think he's a one-trick pony. I think you've got to use him, in pass rush situations. That's what I think you got to do. Michael said, I want to give Huff more time. Me too. But you can't let a tight end block you one-on-one. That looks real bad for the edge. I just go by what's going on with Vic Fangio. The fact that he's dropping his reps to 17 reps last game, I mean, I think that tells you something,
Yeah.
Booker should play more. Yeah, Booker.
Good.
Booker's been good. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, you look at we complain about Huff because he got a lot of money, but like I said, Zach Bond has been just a tremendous steal, and then you have this kid Booker. I mean, I think he's been tremendous as well. So yeah. Flexa says Huff soft. Yeah, I hear you. They need to put Nick Kotite up in the booth, keep him away from the playbook. There you go. Can we stop comparing ourselves to Dallas? Why would we lower ourselves to a dumpster? I don't know. I didn't know we did that. Did we do that today? Dallas got shit about fire Jerry. The shirts that said fire jump. Yeah, act like he's not doing. I know, it's crazy. Like you're gonna fire the owner. It's crazy. Listen, here's the thing. People are going to talk about the Cowboys because the Cowboys are the Eagles' biggest rival right now in the division. When Washington and Giants get good, you'll hear more about them. If the Giants were competing for the division, you hear a lot of talk about the Giants. If Washington continues to play well, and I think they're an up-and-coming team, you're going to hear a lot more about them. But it's because who's the closest rival and closest competitor in the division. It's that simple. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Twins, member for 17 months. Thank you so much. You signed Joey. He rushes in for my wife after I leave. Joey's a double-digit sack guy, from what I hear. Did you see C.J. Gardner-Johnson get fined $45,000, 2 taunting fines, and 1 unnecessary roughness? But the guy who knocked out Devontae got fined for. I know, it's crazy. It feels like C.J. Gardner-Johnson gets fined every week, doesn't it? Feel like it?
Yeah, I don't know, man, but I don't know. Politics, dude. That's all that is.
Yeah. Marcus, I'll be honest, both Giants and Washington not as bad as they once were. I like Washington's quarterback.
They're going to get better.
I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to finish in second place. I think they're up and coming. I do. What's going on, Antonio?
Go on, man.
I think Jalen has 0 picks tomorrow. I'll say 0.
Let's hope.
Yeah, Jalen Daniels he did look good against the Bengals. I wanted to stream that game too. Huff will get there once he gets the weight up in, like Brandon Graham did, end up playing defensive. And when maybe you might be right. I mean, maybe that's what it'll take. But he's been in the league, what, 4 years, 5 years now?
Yeah, but at the same time, dude, it's like, see, everyone's gonna start comparing it to Brandon Graham, like that's what. But this guy's on a big contract. They're gonna use the Brandon Graham excuse of being patient and maybe at the end of his contract he'll play well. I don't know, but we don't have time to wait that long, for him to produce. I don't know.
Yeah. Big Dog says, with our lack of depth at linebacker, wouldn't want to trade Devin White away. What about him as a... Yeah, I agree. You would think that there was something that they could do with this guy, like if they would put him at the edge or something. I agree with you, but you got to wonder what's going on with him too. I mean, you got a situation where he's out tomorrow for personal reasons. What does that mean?
Oh no.
509. What are you streaming about during the bye? I got the Cowboys Pittsburgh game. I think I'm doing like a double or triple header on the bye week. The bye week's gonna be busy for me. I'm gonna have at least a double header. I maybe even a triple header. So we'll see. You get fined a percentage of your income. That's what. Okay. Oh, okay. So you're getting fined based upon your income. But man, it seems like CJ's every week. It seems like it's every week. 500. I want to see DeJean and Hunt both get playing time ASAP. They both have a lot of talent out there. We need both of them on the field. They are way too talented to keep off the field. Well, I think you're going to see DeJean. Well, you will definitely see DeJean tomorrow at punt returns. So we will get him in that regard. As far as Hunt goes, I just don't know. You know what I mean? There you go. Easy. I got you. I'll be there. That's cool, man. I appreciate that. Chris says White is the biggest. White's a big disappointment too. He really is, because he's not even playing. And I just don't know what's going on with him. I think it's a weird situation.
Very weird. Very, very weird.
Smith's crazy. Thank you for super chat. He goes, what are y'all's thoughts of having a quarterback that looks forced into playing a way that doesn't necessarily play into his strengths? Should a quarterback or offensive coach win? I think that a good coach takes a player and his talent and uses that to the best of their ability. And I think when you get a player that doesn't do things well, you shouldn't try to do things well. When it comes to quarterback also, though, if you get a quarterback that's really good at running, and you want to lengthen his career, at some point he's got to cut back on that at some level. But you got to play to a guy's strengths. So I think the player always wins in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, that's the same thing with like Vic Fangio. Like, even the first couple of weeks, we got really nervous and saying, you got more aggressive guys for a different scheme, and you want to put them, when you want to take guys out of position, that's just a recipe for disaster. But I think the adjustments are being made to the skill sets of some of these players now. But yeah, that's where. But offensively, it's more of a hassle because Jalen Hurts. Look, I feel like there's always signs of where Nick is being involved. Is like whenever I see an empty back set, it's Nick. Whenever I see the Eagles pass on second, third, short, it's Nick. Whenever I see Gainwell getting more touches, it's Nick. I just feel like there's way too many sides that Nick is not only taking play calling here and there. It's a lot more than expected. And I feel like Nick is if Nick just steps back, this team will be very successful. I think he holds himself accountable. I know he wants to be involved. I get that, but you got to learn from your mistakes, and that ego has got to go when it comes to game planning for this team. It's no right. Joke.
Yeah. Chris said we got to dig deeper and find out what's happening with Devin White not playing. Yeah, I wish they would ask more questions, because I honestly don't. I feel like there's breaking news out there that we just don't know what it is. I mean, obviously something's weird. Tomorrow's is is he not playing for personal reasons because they don't want him to be playing Tampa? Like what's going on? I don't get it. Something's up, and listen, it may be something where they're protecting him and we just don't know yet. So it's hard for me to judge because I don't know, but it is disappointing that we've got nothing out of him, not even a snap. And what's weird too is that he started all preseason and training camp. All of it. He was a starter every day.
Yeah. Then Fangio says that Kobe Dean beat him out from start to finish at training camp. Don't believe that. I never believed that quote. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Busy says, out here in the Philly streets with my young bulls, straight Broad Street boys. Shout out to you, my man.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to you. What if we get Max Crosby next to Yeah, I mean, if he's healthy, I think that's a great pickup. No doubt about it.
I can't see him leaving the Raiders, good or bad, even the good or bad roster around him. I feel like he's a Raider for life at this point. I doubt they could pry him away, but
yeah, it's just it's a weird situation. It really is. Let's see here. Alex says 500 Joey. What are your views on what Sirianni actually does? I think he's just a cheerleader. I think he has more control of what we were led to believe that he was going to have. So, it started out where he was not going to call any plays. Then it was, he had the power to oversee or veto a play, and then now he's calling plays here and there. Next thing we're going to know is he's calling plays in the first and second quarter or something like that.
I think the only thing he holds on to right now is I think he keeps the culture in check, and I think it's the culture in check, and I think the players believe in him. And I think those are the two things that I think those are the only two things he's really holding on to of what he actually does the most that's valuable.
Yeah. He does a great job managing the players.
Yes.
Like he does a great job. The players like him. I have no issues with him. I have no issues with him with that. I have no issues with him being very emotional during games. Like, none of that bothers me with him. The only thing is I just want him to let the other guys call the plays, because it's not a strength of his. So if he says, all right, we're going for it on fourth down, that's his call. He's the coach. But let Kellen Moore decide what that play is. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Other stuff, he'd be fine. Philly 500, did you see my comments? Even though I'm a Chiefs fan, I did. I saw the initial comment. I hadn't seen a comment since. Vic appears to have talked Brandon Graham out of retirement and playing more snaps because he fits a 3-4 outside linebacker. Yeah, Brandon Graham said he's open to playing next year as well. If he still can play and he doesn't tire out by the end of the year, I say play him. Brandon Graham is so important for the Eagles. Not just what he does on the field, being able to even play inside at times, but I think, in the locker room, talking his shit, getting the guys ready, the swagger. I think that's important. I think that's really important. Hendrickson will be an Eagle real soon. That'd be interesting. Bengals don't like to trade players, but that'd be interesting. Big Chris says, take the points early, especially on the road. Yeah, I agree. Sirianni's a CEO coach, and he's good at it. Let him be that, but you got to keep him away from play calling. Yeah, that's my point too. If you do that, he'll be fine. So like the 4th and 1 where they faked the push tush, that was his call, right? He overrode that and decided that. Don't decide it. Let Kellen Moore call the play.
Well, this is a game that you really can't screw any of this up. Like, this is a game where you don't have the offensive weapons. You really have to really dive into this play calling, this diverse play calling very carefully. And whenever you can get these easy layup points, take the points.
Yeah. Tony says, I love when they mic up Brandon Graham. It should be an everyday thing. Yeah, that's my favorite too. Those are my favorite. I'm sorry, J-Dog, but I had to get you. Eventually, we're going to have to move Bond to the edge and play Dean and White Trot because Brandon Graham can't play most of the snaps of the team. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many snaps he can legitimately play at his age before he tires out. I think you got to move Bond all around. I do. I think at times you put him at edge and whatever. I think you have to.
Yeah.
I'll be at the game tomorrow. Sucks that AJ Smith. Yeah, it sucks, Glizzy. Yeah, can't say Glizzy, though, if Mark Holmes is around. He could get hungry. Listen. Hopefully Nick doesn't know how detrimental his interference is in this offense. Like last year, offensive coordinators calling plays early to set up big plays from variations and big moments, and he kills it. He does. He does. It's really crazy. It really has been. And at times it looks, and it's always in sequences, right? It's never like, all right, you have one good play, one bad play, then a good play. It's like you have 3, 4, 5 plays that are really bad in a row, and then 7 or 8 really good plays,
Yeah.
And they look totally different than each other. It's weird. It's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't like have any. It's like not mixed in real well. Almost like you're taking 2 different playbooks. It's it's just weird. Bowling usually on the edge when we are a 5-man front. Don't think you see much of 5 front this. Well, I mean, I don't think that they worry about the Buccaneers' run game at all. But I still think I'd still like to see them stay in a 5-man front because I think you can get pressure that way easier on Baker Mayfield. And I think getting pressure on him will force him to throw turnovers. But I agree. You're probably right. You're probably not going to see it as much this week.
Yeah, it should be some good pressure this week.
Yeah. Brandon Graham has an increased role. Howie comes into play with trade deadline. We all know how he will make a move if the edge pressure is still. Oh, I agree, Mike. He's going to do something. That's
Always
why
active,
I'm talking.
yeah.
That's why I'm talking about the whole Huff thing, because the fact that he deleted all his stuff, my guess would be that they went to him, so we're looking to move you.
Yeah.
Just letting you know now. Easy says, breaking news, Eagles trade Huff and a 2073 7th-round pick for a bag of barbecue chips. Listen, maybe Huff will figure it out and he'll have like 2.5 sacks this week. I hope so. I'm rooting for him, but I'm not counting on it. Alex says he shouldn't be head coach, then fire this dude. He might be handing out cheesesteaks at Tony Luke's next year. Yeah, I hear you. 500, I get he's coaching for his job, but Sirianni's decision and play calling is hurting the team. I 100% agree. He needs to step back and let more do. I agree. I mean, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Why did 500 say that? I didn't even say anything mean. You said that I'm ignoring comments on purpose, so I just clicked off your comment on purpose. That's what I did. So I that's all I did. But it was funny. They better not sleep on their running back. So you think that their main running back doesn't worry me? The backup, was it something Irving, Bryce Irving or something like that?
Yeah, I forgot.
That kid looks good. But I know he's hurt too. So we'll see. Michael says all this negativity surrounding Huff and watching. Dude, I am a firm believer that when you talk about a guy, especially on my show, on my channel, when we talk bad about somebody, they go and make me eat my words. So he'll probably have 3 sacks tomorrow.
Hoping.
Yeah, Bucky Irving. Yeah, he looks good, that kid. He's to me more of a threat. But he's hurt. He's questionable. Yeah, he's questionable. I think he has hamstring issues or something. So you wonder how healthy he's going to be. I'm not concerned about their run game. Obviously, Evans got and what's his face you worry about, but
Godwin. Yeah.
I don't worry about I think they're one-dimensional. They rely on the big play, and I think that this defense is going to be set up, because the one thing with Vic Fangio and this scheme that I've come to realize, and I don't particularly like the scheme, but it is a bend don't break type scheme. They don't give up the big plays, the quick touchdowns for the most part. Those are usually limited. So I think that's going to not work in Tampa's favor tomorrow.
You think Jalen Carter has a big day? You think he's even if he's not getting the sacks, you think he's going to be crazy in that backfield? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think we got Carter chaos tomorrow.
He's getting a lot of attention now. Is like that's his personality coming out when he plays. Yeah. He's locked in and plays well. That's how he is.
And then he's talking crap at the end of the game. Why shut him up? Let him talk. He's not doing anything wrong. Let him have that personality. That's part of it, man. You can't deny him that. You guys could get your Car Cash shirt, by the way. Link is in the descriptions.
Yes.
Private, thank you for super chat. He goes, if Huff gets 2 sacks, he's not doing nothing but helping his trade value. Pack your bags, pal. Pack your bags, pal. I love it. Mikey says, Huff cannot set the edge after we gave up 300-plus yards rushing in 2 games. Kamara gouged us on his first carry for 10 yards off tackle. They benched Huff out of the first, second, and put Graham in. And it worked. Yeah, and it worked. It was a big difference. There's no question about it.
100%.
Let's see. Can someone answer my question? Is Mike Evans Godwin still questionable? I don't know if they're questionable. I haven't seen the latest report, injury report for Bucs, but I do know they're playing. From what I heard, that they're both playing. So
yeah,
you're going to have them. They are playing. Vita Vea usually gives us trouble. I wonder how Cam is good. Well, Vita Vea's banged up. He practiced limited at the end of the week. I don't know how healthy he is. I don't know, if he's going to be limited snap-wise. And then you already have Kalijah Cansey is out. So that's a good thing, I think the Eagles win the turnover battle tomorrow. I do. The day we win a turnover battle is the day we win by. We're going to win a turnover battle tomorrow. I think so. 500. When do you think Trotter gets the field? The rest of the players he should get. I think by week 10. I said by the end of the year, Trotter will start playing more, and I hold to that. Barkley and Hurts run game will be key. It'll be key. I mean, that's going to be. Tampa's going to look at it and go, all right, our goal, what we're doing on defense, stopping the run, and we're blitzing the hell out of Hurts, and that's it. So the Eagles know that, Luke, member for 8 months, he goes, hey, guys, what is the cap hit if we trade Huff? I think it's I
gotta look. I don't even know.
I don't know what you're on. This comment above Luke's, I'm just like, this one. Spread your cheeks and see what what is wrong with people?
That's weird.
I think it's $11 million is what for this year. I don't know what it is next year or the year after, but this year it's like $11 million. Damn Super, always right after my message to block it out. What did you say, James? Let me find it. As much shit as we give Huff, we got to give it to Nolan too. 100. Yeah, I think Nolan's getting a little more grace because he's a rookie and he was drafted, as where Huff got the big money. But I mean, it'd be nice to see Nolan Smith do something too. Where's he been? We need him to get going. He is a first-round pick, and maybe you're right. Maybe because we're so focused on Huff that we're letting Nolan Smith off the hook. 500. Why you live in? That's where my wife lives.
So it says
I had to get married.
Spot Track says a post 6-1 trade for 2024 dead cap. It says $3.2 million.
Yeah, post June 1st of 2025, right?
No, post June 1st of 24. Post June. So it says post June. So a post 6-1 trade. 24 dead cap is 3.2. 25 dead cap is 28. 24 cap savings is 1.1.
So you got to do it, but you're gonna have to eat all that money next year, though. You're gonna have to eat 28 million, and then you're gonna have to eat, what is it, 28, and then what?
That's it. Only brings up 24 and 25, so 3.2 this year, 28.4 next year. So that's a lot.
That's a lot. Dude. I mean, they ate 35 million of Carson, but that's why they were like demanded a first-round pick.
Oh, and the Malik Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey, those were big ones too. The Malik Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey deals were big ones.
Yeah. So. Can you believe Dan Slee was at the fifth? I can. No matter of fact, can you believe that I used to actually, because I was a big Miami fan. My cousin was a big Miami fan, and I became a Miami fan. But when we were little and Jerome Brown was coming out, my uncle was obsessed. My cousin was obsessed with Jerome Brown. So I watched Dan Sileo. I remember him from those days. Ain't that weird? Yeah, we're streaming live tomorrow. Joey, can you address this stupid ass comment about the Niners?
No, it ain't worth it. No.
What was something stupid?
Yeah, something dumb.
Rumor has it Reddick was feeding TMI to the media, and opposing team was getting info. Wait, what? What's TMI?
TMZ, he means?
Feeding TMZ? No, TMI.
What is that? What is TMI? I don't know what fucking TMI is.
Yeah, what's time management issues? I don't know. Yeah, what is TMI? Too much info.
Oh.
Okay, okay. I have no idea. Something obviously went south with Reddick and the Eagles. There's no doubt about it. Too much information. I'm 50 years old. I don't know.
I've never seen somebody use TMI in my life.
You know.
Yeah.
Chris Dog says, "Do you think Texas will beat OU and Georgia?" Maybe. I mean, I don't know. What's the score of this Georgia-Alabama game? I haven't looked in a while. Weiner's full of injuries. Their claim for Super Bowl is laughable. Yeah, they got a lot of injuries. It means too much information. I got it. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's gonna be an interesting day. Tomorrow, we just got to take care of business. Win this game tomorrow. Get the 3-1. Go into the bye week. Get your guys healthy. And I also think I think during a bye week we're gonna see guys like I think Devin White's gone.
Yeah.
I think White goes. I think I would not be surprised to see a trade either. I could see it happening.
True.
Reddick was probably pissed when he was dropping coverage last year. I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was. But it's going to be interesting. Well, we're an hour. Holy shit, hour 26 minutes in. Is there anything else? Is that Manning's playing? Is that Manning playing? Yeah, Manning's playing, dude. Listen, if things go bad with our quarterback over the next few years, that's the guy we got to go get. But we're all right now. 30-7 Bama. Wow, that's kicking their ass. I bet them too, so that's good. But is there anything else, man, we need to say or talk about? I feel like we talked a lot. I feel like we got too much about Huff.
No, it's not too much.
Do it.
Well, it's not too much.
Weird situation.
Yeah, with all the Reddick stuff going on, the Reddick rumor, and plus that happens a day later. Yeah, it's a little weird. So it's just these. So I mean, you're going to and this is right before a bye week is happening, which is even more weird. So it's just all the connections. You got to talk about it.
Howie's up to something, dude. He's calculating them calculations of the cornbread. I know it. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. We are going to let you go. We had over 1,000 people in the chat tonight. We'll be back for post game tomorrow. I mean, I think we could do post game probably early, because I don't know if I'm doing an afternoon game tomorrow. So we could probably do it right after the Eagles game.
Okay.
Get it done early. So, all right. Well, anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a great night. We will talk to you later.
Yes.
And love yous. Sorry if we missed any chats. It was not on purpose. With that said, we out. Peace.
Peace out.
Oh, you got plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over! It's over! This game is over! Cut it off! It's over!
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dad. That was on you, Dad. That was on you, Dad.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott.
Trying to feed him.
Trying to feed the CeeDee Lamb. Trying to feed the CeeDee Lamb. You tried to feed the CeeDee Lamb. You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb. God. It's over. It's over, Dak. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. and I talk the talk.
It's now for us to win the game.
It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.